Hi, my name's Leo and I'm a boat builder and a sailor. Back in 2017 I bought a very old and quite famous wooden sailing yacht for the price of $1, and since then I've been rebuilding that boat from the keel up with the help of a lot of amazing people. Now in this video we've got a lot of exciting stuff going on. I'm going to be making the bulwark planks, which is going to make a big visual change to the boat. But first of all we're going to meet Bob, who is a new member of the crew, and he's going to be making Tally-Ho's channels out of some big chunks of Purpleheart.
My name is Bob Downs. I'm a rigger and a shipwright and a sailor, and I've been working on boats in various capacities around Port Townsend for about 10 years. I've joined Leo in the Tally-Ho project to help out with a number of different parts of the boat, and I've gotten started with some rigging related woodworking projects, starting out with the channels. The channels are more or less an artificial widening of the deck of the boat, where the rigging that's coming down from the top of the mast is spread a little bit wider. It gets the turnbuckles and things clear outboard of the bulwarks, and there's sort of a lot of different reasons why it's advantageous to just spread the attachments for the rigging a little bit wider than the actual hull of the vessel, and the channels accomplish that.
So it's time for me to start making the bulwark planks. Now bulwarks are the sort of fences that go around the edge of the deck. They're made up of the bulwark staunchions or stanchions, and then planking on the outside, and then a cap rail on top. Now the stanchions are already in, of course, and I've already pulled out some extra planking stock, which is Wana, left over from when we did the hull planking, and that's been planed down by Patrick and Nick. So I've made a couple of patterns for the rough shape of the bulwark planks by gluing together some doorskin, some pattern ply. Now I need to take those patterns down and take them to the boards where I can actually cut out some planks. However, the patterns are very long and quite fragile, so it's actually quite difficult to move them around on your own. So I'm going to put them on this long board here and see if I can lower them down off the side of the boat using a genie lift thing. It's Sunday morning, so there's actually no one else here to help me move these. But I think this will work. Okay, so I've made the first couple of planks for the port side bulwarks and I've got some varnish on them. I'm using Le Tonkinois for this, traditional linseed oil based varnish, and I'm going to varnish the insides of all the bulwark planks before they go on the boat, because that'll make cleaning up the bedding compound easier, and then once they're all on, we'll layer up some more coats of varnish on top. For now though, while that first coat of varnish is drying, I'm going to start making the first few bulwark planks for the starboard side of the boat. Now, before I get too much further with fastening the bulwark planks to the boat itself, I'm going to have to make a small block at the bow of the boat on the starboard side. Now, I've already got a big block on the port side, but the starboard side also needs a small block just to fasten the lowest bulwark plank onto, and then above that there's going to be eventually a big hole in the bulwark planks for the bowsprit to go through. So that's not going to work. The piece of oak that I was using to try and make that block turned out to have a pretty big defect in it. I thought I might be able to work around it once I actually cut the block out, but it turns out the defect went deeper than I thought, and that wasn't the case. So I'm going to scrap that. Now, I do want that block to be made of hardwood, so I think I'm going to have to cut into a larger piece of Purpleheart. So I've got that little block fastened down onto the deck now, and it's very soon time to actually start hanging bulwark planks. But first we're just going to check in quickly with Bob he's been making cokes. Now a coke is a small hardwood block, but it's basically an interface in a joint, so it is sort of let in, mortised in if you like, to the two faying surfaces or mating surfaces of the joint, kind of like a floating tenon, and it's often used in scarves to stop them slipping. In this case it's being used between the channels and the hull to make sure there's a lot of resistance to any downwards or upwards pressure on those channels. These cokes are going to be circular and they're going to be made out of oak. Hey Jan.
You want some muffins?
Can I get just one?
Yes.
It's just me here today.
And, oh it is? It's a snow day, which I love.
So we've got the first portside planks on, which feels great. You may have noticed the slot at the bottom of the planks where it's open. That is to let water off of the boat, and it will just drain underneath the bulwark planks there, which is pretty important. If you get a big wave on board, you need a certain area of open space to let that wave drain out. Now, forwards and aft of the main slot, there's a small cove in the bottom inboard corner of the bulwark planks, and that lets water run behind the staunchions along the bulwark planks to stop it getting caught. So in theory, every part of the deck should drain down to the lowest points on both sides, and that's obviously for seawater, but especially for rainwater, because fresh water is so much more damaging to wood. You really don't want fresh water puddling anywhere on the deck and just sitting there. Now it's time to just finish making the planks on the starboard side, get them fitted, and then Bob is going to be dry fitting the channels, so we'll see where and how they actually fit onto the boat.
What are you nerds doing?
I'm looking for a rag right now, but
Looking for a rag.
we're just, you know, scraping cock.
Isn't that the story?
Waiting for care. A new task force was meeting in Down
Yes, it is.
to find ways of reducing the record.
Oh, and talking about 90s British rave culture, I'm getting an education in it.
Yeah, you are.
Go and strike this month.
A master class.
Problems in the health service.
Or, I'm sorry, a master class.
Secretary Stephen Barkey was asked whether
Wing.
staff to avert industrial action. There's a range of issues that impact on the morale of staff. And
What's our fearless leader think? How's it doing?
It's going great.
Oh, yeah.
Finally get these on the boat.
Man, Leo's been woodworking all day today.
Yeah,
A rare sight.
I know, it's crazy.
Holy crap.
So nice.
Hey.
I think I've had the best day of like the year. All right, well, we're nearing the end of this video and the end of the year, of course. It's been a pretty amazing year for me and for the boat. It's not all been easy, but there's a lot of great work has been done on the boat. A lot of progress has been made. Had some really good times and have a really fantastic crew at the moment. So I'm really pleased. I'm really grateful for all of their work. I'm going to be heading back to England for a couple of weeks to do some visa stuff and family stuff, and I've got a bit of footage in the can, so hopefully I'll be able to keep the videos coming and there'll be some work continuing here while I'm gone too. So as always, thanks a lot for watching, and a massive, massive thank you to everyone who has donated or otherwise supported this project. It does make a huge difference, and it means that we're able to keep on doing this work, and I'm able to keep on making and editing these videos. So I really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you next year. Cheers.